Take a quiet moment with me. You ever find yourself staring into the distance, carrying a weight you can't quite name? A subtle tension in your shoulders when you think of the bills, a quiet tightening in your chest when you pass by a store window, desiring something you feel you cannot have. This feeling, this gentle, persistent ache of not enough, it is a common shadow in the hearts of many. But what if I told you that the key to dissolving this shadow is not found in the world outside of you, not in chasing money, nor in harder work, but in a subtle shift within your own wonderful human imagination? My entire life has been dedicated to this principle, for I have come to know that your imagination is God in action. My name is Neville Goddard, and tonight I will share one of my most transformative and impractical lessons for attaining true financial freedom. Many who hear my words rush to do one thing. They begin to visualize great bags of money. They imagine numbers appearing in their bank accounts. They construct elaborate scenes of luxury, of mansions and expensive cars, and yet nothing happens. Why? Because they perform this act from the wrong state of consciousness. They are a man who is poor, imagining being rich. They feel the ache of their current lack, and from that place of emptiness, they project an image of abundance. It is an act of wanting, of longing, an act of daydreaming. You are trying to paint a beautiful masterpiece on a canvas that is already covered in mud. You are layering a positive thought on top of a deep underlying feeling of lack. And feeling, my friends, is the secret. You cannot deceive the deepest levels of your own being. The subconscious mind is not moved by wishful thinking. It is moved by what it accepts as true. So long as you feel poor while imagining wealth, you are only reinforcing your poverty. You are praying to a God of lack, and he, being a just God, will give you more of what you are conscious of being. So today, we will stop this fruitless effort. So if imagining great sums of money does not work, what does? We must shift our aim entirely. I want you to ask yourself a very honest question. Not what you think you should feel, but what you truly would feel. If in this very instant, by some magic, every single one of your financial worries were to simply vanish, what is the first sensation that would wash over you? For most, it would not be a jolt of ecstatic joy. That may come later. The first, most immediate feeling would be a quiet, profound relief. Imagine it now. A deep breath you did not know you were holding, the tension in your neck and shoulders simply melting away. A silent inner stillness that whispers, it is done. It is over. I am safe. For years you may have been at war with your own mind. You have tried to force a feeling of abundance to shout down the persistent whispers of doubt. This is a violent, exhausting effort. It is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The moment your focus wavers, it shoots back to the surface. You cannot win this fight through force, but relief is not a fight. It is a surrender. It is the gentle act of letting go of the rope. Why is this so powerful? Because your subconscious mind, the creative power within you, is not impressed by your struggles. It is impressed by your assumptions. When you try to feel happy about money you don't have, your senses cry, liar. But when you assume the feeling of relief, you are making a much subtler, much deeper claim. You are implying that the struggle is now in your past. You are feeling the emotion that comes after the victory is won. Do you see the profound difference? Your goal is no longer to acquire wealth. It is to inhabit the peace that follows its acquisition. Your new singular aim is not to feel rich. It is quite simply to feel relieved. To make this law perfectly clear, let me offer you a simple analogy from which you can never again depart. Think of your conscious, reasoning mind as a gardener. You, in your waking moments, are the one who walks the garden of life. Your only true, freedom in this entire world is the freedom to choose which seeds you will plant. Think of your deeper mind, your subconscious, as the most fertile, dark, and receptive soil imaginable. This soil is not emotional. It is impersonal, without judgment. It is the very womb of creation. It does not care if you give it a seed of a poisonous nightshade or the seed of a life-giving vine. Its only function is to accept what is impressed upon it and without question bring it forth into your world. For too long, perhaps without knowing it, you have been a careless gardener. The feelings you consistently entertain are the seeds. Every time you feel a surge of anxiety about money, you are planting a seed of anxiety. Every time you feel the sting of frustration, you plant a seed of frustration. And the soil, being perfectly faithful, grows for you a garden filled with the weeds of more bills, more lack, and more circumstances that produce these very feelings. But tonight, you have discovered a new and divine seed, the seed of relief. When you go into your imagination and you truly feel that profound sense of safety and peace, you are performing the highest and most sacred act a gardener can perform. You are deliberately choosing a divine seed and placing it gently into the creative soil within you. This is a quiet, loving act of trust. And here is the part where most men fail. After planting, your work as the selector, as the gardener, is finished. You do not go out the next morning with a spade and anxiously dig up the soil to check if the seed is growing. To do so is an act of profound doubt that will surely kill the root before it can ever take hold. Looking for signs, checking your bank account for evidence, wondering if it is working, this is all digging up your seed. Your only remaining task is to walk in the quiet confidence, the faith that the creative soil knows its job perfectly. You have done your part. Now, allow the law to work. Now, let us turn this knowledge into a living act. For an idea not felt is a promise unfulfilled. I will give you a simple ritual to perform, a ritual to be done in that sacred interval just before you drift into sleep. Tonight, as you lay in your bed ready for rest, get comfortable, close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Take a few deep, slow breaths, and with each breath, feel the day's tensions and the world's noises begin to fade away. In this quiet state, you will construct a single, simple scene in your imagination. Not a long, complicated film, but a short, specific action that implies your wish is already fulfilled. The scene must follow your feeling of relief. For example, you might imagine holding a bill that once caused you great anxiety, but now you are looking at it and you see a large, bold stamp that reads "Paid in Full." Feel the paper in your hands, see the stamp, and then feel that wave of absolute relief wash over you. Or perhaps a simpler scene, you're at a market, paying for your groceries. You hand over the money or your card without a single flicker of worry, with the casual, calm assurance of one who knows there is always more than enough. First, choose one scene. Do not switch between them. Once you have your scene, play it in your mind, over and over again, gently, like a lullaby. Your focus is not on the clarity of the image, but on bringing forth the feeling of relief. Each time you loop the scene, sink deeper into that quiet, peaceful assurance. Should your mind wander, gently guide it back. If you fall asleep while performing this act, you have succeeded perfectly. You have taken your desire into the creative womb of the subconscious, where it will be nurtured and brought to birth in your world. The world you experience is nothing more than your own consciousness, pushed out. It is a mirror reflecting the truth of what you are feeling within. So do not struggle with the mirror any longer. Do not try to change the reflection, simply change the feeling. The creative power that brought forth the universe lies within you, awaiting your direction. It does not respond to your pleas for help, only to your quiet assumption of the wish fulfilled. As a first step in claiming this power tonight, I invite you to do this. In a lecture hall, I will ask you to share your testimony with your neighbors. Here in this space where others on this same path are gathered, I ask you to do the same. Perhaps it is, I will finally book that family vacation, or I will donate generously to a cause I love, or even I will sleep soundly through the night. By giving your assumption form in words, you begin the process of clothing it in reality. And remember this always. Feeling is the secret. Now, let us go into the silence.